Let's see. I should have turned that off. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers. It's an amazing woman down south, conjure woman, whom I love, Spiritually Naima. She gives it raw. She gives it real. She is purely authentic. She's all about the Southern hoodoo, and she's known as the Wisdom Witch, Spiritually Naima. You can check her out if you like. She's an amazing, interesting, intriguing, wonderful woman. And yeah, so I had to turn her video off so I could go ahead and get this one started. And let's see. Okay. Just seeing someone sent me a message. I got to put their name in my book. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. How can I describe Spiritry? She's very interesting. She's very interesting. There is no pretense with her. She's gentle. She's rough. She's raw. She likes to drop her jewels. And check her out. And she inspires me. What Spiritry has inspired me is to appreciate my Southern roots. I was just thinking about that this morning. As I was taking my bath and washing my luxurious locks. I was thinking about her as I was watching her video. I was thinking about what she's done for me over the years. And one of the things is to really appreciate where I've come from. Because part of my family originates in the deep South, what they call the deep South, Alabama. And other part of my family, my mother's father's side of the family, is from the Virgin Islands, which ironically I never knew until I took a DNA test. So anyway, that being said, even though my family is from the deep South, my mother was born in Chicago, and I grew up in Chicago. And in 1979, we moved to Atlanta, and I hated the South. I hated the South, and I'm learning to make my peace with that deep Southern heritage. Because I would always be quick to tell you that I was not from the South, and I wanted nothing to do with it. And part of it had to be, part of it was because when I was a young child, being that I was from Chicago and being that my name was Tamu, and yes, my legal name, my birth name, the name before I was even born, is Tamu and Ngina. And I state that because I have had many people ask me, where did my name come from? When did I assume the name? All of those things. So I proudly state that this is the name my mother gave me before I was born. But anyway, because of my name, because of the color of my eyes, and because of the fact that my eyes actually change colors, get brighter and greener certain times, I was picked on and beat up and bullied and all of that. Now, I did not start this video with this in mind. It just sort of popped into my head as I went to turn the video off where I was watching Spiritry. And I I had no plans on talking about her in the video, but it just sort of came up. So there must be a reason. But anyway, what was I saying? Welcome, everyone. Good day to you and happy Festivus for the rest of us. Obviously, I am a Seinfeld fan. And yes, I am drinking my coffee. It is watered down this time, and it does have some maple syrup in it, syrup, and powdered goat's milk. Before I had my coffee, you know what I had? I had ground up yellow dock, burdock root, sarsaparilla, and palo de arco. It tasted like sucking down the burnt piece of charred wood you'd ever want to suck down, and burnt dirt. And I drank a whole cup of it like that. So now I'm enjoying just a little bit of coffee. So I thought that I would come on and spread some love to you guys. Spread some love. Say howdy to everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day. And it is Monday morning, and it's very windy here in Pennsylvania. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the chimes. Oh, before I bring in the chimes, I thought maybe I might pull a card from, because you know how I like my cards, from the deck, The Power of Now. So let's do that. Thank you, Pavel. Pavel says they are feeling my Flower of Life painting. I need to sit and do some more of those. I also have a beautiful Flower of Life pendant that I enjoy wearing as well. But, you know, I can't wear everything. Today I have my labradorite, my stone of wisdom, intuition, and optical calcite. This I probably wrapped this about 8 years ago, 8, 9, I don't know, a long time ago. And my K2, Heaven on Earth. Okay. Thank you, Music Heals Me. Music Heals Me likes my labradorite. Okay, so here we go. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep centering breath and welcome ourselves into this sacred space, this sacred circle, this sacred geometry which connects all of us. You know, the space is not empty. There are little threads, little strands that connect us all together. That was one of my bells, one of my mirrors. Hit the hit the chime. So let's take a nice deep centering breath. Welcome, welcome. So from the power of now, we have the power of presence. The power of presence. Let's see, are my glasses anywhere to be found? I don't see my glasses anywhere. I have like 3 pair floating around. So let's see if I can read this. Okay. The degree of inner peace. The degree of inner peace that you feel is the criterion by which you can measure your success in the practice of paying attention. Again, the degree of inner peace that you feel is the criterion by which you can measure your success in the practice of paying attention. That wind is kicking up, that wind. So do you hear that? How much inner peace do you have? What degree is it? What level is it? And, you know, we have this inner peace that is there, and we can reach it at all times, no matter what's going on. And it's through your paying attention to your inner being, regardless, or as they say, irregardless. People say irregardless is not a word, but it's a cool word. We've made it a word. Irregardless of what's going on around you, paying attention. What is it that you decide to pay attention to? So I just got a phone call. So I just need to send a quick message and respond. Okay. So today I wanted to introduce you, continue us on our journey of the divine feminine. I said divine, divine feminine Kuan Yin, Bodhisattva of mercy and compassion. And like I said, I have no idea where my glasses are. Let's see. I don't see them. All right, so you'll just have to bear with me as I do this reading. So we're going to look at the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin of unity. And the key word is harmony. So let's check her out. Here we go. Okay. Kuan Yin of unity. Keyword harmony. As a master of natural energies, Kuan Yin flies through the air, creating thunderstorms and rain for an abundant harvest. Just got to turn on the light here a little bit. At the same time, she comes to the aid of living beings who have been caught in a storm. She can put a stop to the powers of nature at her will. At her right hand, with her thumb and middle finger touching, forms the mudra of unity. In her view, everything is one and all beings are equal. More and more, we modern humans are withdrawing from nature. We counter the Earth's natural powers with highly developed technologies, from lightning rods to dams, creating man-made structures for our protection. But heavy storms, floods, and other natural disasters demonstrate to us that we cannot really dissociate ourselves from nature. Humanity is and will remain a part of the natural world. It is not possible to draw a dividing line between ourselves and nature at any level, physical, mental, or emotional. Once we recognize this principle, we gain insight that leads us to consciously support harmony with nature and with all people through our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Before I continue reading this, sharing this with you, and mind you, I'm going to be honest, reading this right now is my first time reading it. I'm reading it with fresh eyes and ears with you. I wanted to share this with you. I want to read this last sentence that I just read again. Once we recognize this principle, we gain insight that leads us to consciously support harmony with nature and with all people. Now, this part that I'm about to read is what really struck out at me, because it's building from the micro to the macro, from the inner to the outer. So we, consciously support harmony with nature and with all people through our thoughts. Okay? What is it we're thinking? What are the thoughts that flow through our minds? And not only the thoughts that flow through our minds, what are the thoughts that we choose to hold on to and ruminate? Those are the thoughts that give us power, or we give power to, and that create and sustain our emotions. So through our thoughts, our emotions, and remember I mentioned before, as we learned, even through a little bit of the journey of the tarot deck that we've done, is that water cups represent water, which represents our emotions, which represents creativity, the creative. So it is through our emotions through which we create. So we have our thoughts, our emotions, and then our actions. Our emotions will create our actions, and of course, a whole host of other things. If clouds should bring thunder and lightning strike, if hail pelts or drenching rains come down, think on the power of the perceiver of sounds, and at that moment they will vanish away. That's from the Lotus Sutra, chapter 25. Let me read it again because I think I might have butchered it, and I apologize. If clouds should bring thunder and lightning strike, if hail pelts or drenching rain comes down, think on the power of that perceiver of sounds, and at that moment they will vanish away. And that's from the Lotus Sutra, chapter 25. The perceiver of sounds is representing, referencing, alluding to the one who Kuan Yin is derived from, which is Avalokiteshvara, which is the Indian Buddhist bodhisattva. And Avalokiteshvara means one who hears the cries of the world. So think of this symbolically as compassion and mercy. Because don't we all, in a way, desire to be heard, to be validated? That's what that means. When you hear someone, when you truly hear someone, you're recognizing them, you're validating them. And so this Lotus Sutra, which for those that may not know, is a sutra, means scripture. Sutra is are scriptures from, whether it's Hinduism or Buddhism. Sutra scriptures can also be, from whatever spiritual tradition. And there are many great scriptures out there, discard what doesn't, that you're not feeling. There's wisdom everywhere. So basically, I see this Lotus Sutra as sort of saying to us, when the crap is hailing down in your life and the things are feeling disaster, meditate on compassion. Draw yourself into the compassion and the underlying love and mercy that sustains all of us, that this sustains life and sustains all of us. And here's the contemplation for Kuan Yin: unity of harmony. The key word is harmony. Kuan Yin of unity, and the key word is harmony. Contemplation. Call upon Kuan Yin of unity and ask for her to rebalance the turbulence in your environment. As she commands the power of nature, you may also ask her to protect you during a thunderstorm. Remember that a thunderstorm may take the form of a heated discussion or argument that can serve to dissipate tension, leaving you feeling closer to the people in your life. So again, you might see on our little, for lack of a better term, altar here next to me. I'm going to stop sharing this and come back. You know, we create altars all the time. Think you don't? Look at your dresser top. What are the things on your dresser? You have a clock, you have your wallet, you have your watch, if you wear a watch, or your cell phone, with your lamp stand, which is a candle. That's an altar. What are the things that are most important to you? You might have a picture of your mother there on your altar. You might have a picture of your children. People have fireplaces with mantles. Altar is not about worship or even sacrifice. I mean, it can be if that's what you choose it to be for, but it can also be about, you know, that little special sacred space that you have. And so our little gathering, here's our special sacred space that we can view if we want. We have, here, let me turn off this light. I turned the light on to compensate for the fact that I didn't have my reading glasses. We have Kuan, mercy and compassion. We have flower of life, which is a very, very ancient symbol found all over the world. Sacred places in China, an ancient comet, all over various places. Has the seed of life. Flower of life represents, you know, the potential of blossoming, the potential of creation of the universe. And we have Mary. We have rose quartz. We even have an ancient Kemetic, like scholar, student, someone studying to represent knowledge. We have the medicine Buddha here, which represents, oh, my little plant. I gotta get some water on it. Probably needs sunlight. Have my little plant here. We have all of these things, and it's just ideals. It's not about worship, it's ideals to remind us. Just like on the mantle, we have pictures of our families to remind us of our family. And Kuan Yin reminds me to continuously develop and nurture compassion within myself. Compassion for myself first, because as they say, charity begins at home, and compassion for others. Compassion when I have a discussion with my son and we're struggling to understand each other, you know, and we might yell at each other and raise our voice and stare each other down and go back and forth, you know. But that compassion and that mercy, which is what reminds us that, you know, we can keep going. So the other face of the divine feminine that I wanted to bring out today, and I just pulled from the page that I was going to read from, but it's Sophia. Sophia. She represents wisdom, our Holy Mother, the earth, Gaia. And when you really think about it, there is so much wisdom in the earth. See the pregnant belly right there? That's like the fullness of life. There's so much wisdom in nature, in Gaia, in Sophia. So that's who we want to remember as we go into the last few days of this, I don't know, is it Gregorian year, Julian year? I don't know. It's whatever arbitrary year that whoever was in charge at the time and made the calendar in the Western world. Let's think about the wisdom that we, you know, the knowledge and understanding that we've gained over the last 12 months and how we can convert that into wisdom by truly learning from it and moving forward And in order to bring that unity and harmony that Kuan Yin just shared with us, in that version of Kuan Yin of unity, whose keyword is harmony, you know, learning to embrace the wisdom of the earth, the wisdom that the earth has to teach us, the wisdom of Sophia, who is our earthly mother. So I encourage you to embrace the earth where you are, to remember to ground yourself, to put your feet on the earth, to remember to not just hug a tree, but to commune with the trees, to contemplate the trees, to really feel the trees, to really understand, to appreciate the winter. There were many years that I really did not appreciate the winter. I didn't, I just abhorred the winter. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to understand that the winter for me represents a phase in life as well as a phase in time where we all need to cut back, chill out, chillax, to relax, to get in touch with those various aspects of ourselves, to slow down. Can't walk fast in a mound of snow. It's hard to walk fast when the cold wind is rushing at you. I love this image that Harana Janto painted of Sophia. And you see that chalice that she holds in front of her. That chalice, which for me holds water. It holds our emotions and our creations, our creative ability. We were born in water. Not only were we born through water, we were created. Every bit of our body was formed in the waters of life, which is within our mother's belly, and it represents the ocean. So I invite you to meditate, to contemplate, meditate, however you want to do it, on your own inner wisdom. Get in touch with it. And if anybody wants, you can either Google, I'm sure if you Google, you probably find an image of this card. And if you can't, hit me up. I'll send you, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful image with a lot of amazing symbolism in there. So, all right, before I bring this to a close, I wanted to bring out my deck of Cosmic Initiation. And if there's anyone out there that would like for me to join with them and pull a card, hit me up in the chat room. Go ahead and do that. Hit me up and say, hey, pull a card for me. And I will go ahead and pull a card for you. That wind is really kicking up out there. And music heals me. I like the little icon of the baby feet. Are you trying to get at me? I love baby feet. It's a cute little icon. Emoticon, or whatever you call it. So if you'd like for me to pull a card for you, go ahead and put me in the chat. And if not, if I don't get any me's, I'll just pull one card from the Cosmic Deck of Initiation. I'll just pull a card for us as a group. Okay. All right. I will just pull a card for us all as a group. Yes, ma'am. Oh, let me take that card out. That doesn't belong there. I will do that. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we have Sagittarius. Can you see that? Sagittarius. Beautiful. I'm doing a card for a group. I stay out of the politics. So let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this without my glasses. I will make sure, note to self, before I set my hiney down in front of the computer, make sure my glasses are somewhere to be found. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's see. Oh, okay. Sagittarius. Let me bring this back up. The wandering philosopher within, freedom and bursts of creative energy. This energy is full of excitement, truth, faith, and believing. A significant phase is about to begin. The energy asks for movement and seeks greater breadth of expression. New awareness offers great understanding of your life's opportunity. So I look at this beginning for the Sagittarius, which is the wandering of the philosopher within. And we just talked about Sophia and, you know, the pregnant belly and the creative energy of the emotions, the chalice that she held, and the fact that we are, in fact, created inside of water. You know, the amniotic fluid of the mother, that's water. And that is where every bit of our body is formed, inside of that ocean of life. And so we have here the wandering philosopher within. You know, what do philosophers do? They synthesize knowledge and understanding and wisdom and connect the dots and create a new way of bringing thoughts and modes of being, modes of thinking, and modes of being and perceiving, and all of that. So here's an extra invitation to, as we are birthed out of Sophia, to nourish that wandering philosopher that is within us, to really get to know our own inner philosophy. So, and through that, you know, what just popped into my mind as I was saying that, I kid you not, it's interesting how that can happen and how the layers of our minds work. So we can talk about one thing, thinking and talking and all of that, and I literally, this card, as I was saying, the wandering philosopher and nurturing that wandering philosopher within, I kid you not, the hermit card, it just like flashed in front of my mind. You know, we all are invited to nourish that philosopher within. There is a philosopher within, because you have so much inside of you whirling of information and ecstasy and knowledge and understanding. If we could be so bold as to claim it and nurture it, that wisdom of Sophia. And as you can see on this card, I mean, that wisdom is all about light. We have this light within us that we are being called every day in various ways. If we but pay attention, we are called to nurture it and grow it and gestate it. Don't worry about what letters you have behind your name. Yes, I am currently working on my bachelor's of metaphysical science with the University of Sedona, University of Metaphysics, and I love the studies, and I plan on going up to the PhD level. That's for my own inner and outer growth. But none of that matters. It doesn't matter if you have PhD at the end of your name, BA at the end of your name, LMT at the end of your name, RN. Let's see, what is the other one? PRN, any of it. It doesn't matter because each and every one of us has an innate wisdom, has our own philosopher. You have a right to have your opinions. You have your knowledge. We all have our light. And the only way true unity and harmony will take place in this earth, not only through communing with Gaia and truly appreciating our mother, but appreciating the light that is within us. Okay? And there's that masculine energy and that feminine energy. Although I think of the hermit more as a sort of in between energy. It's a combination of the masculine and the feminine. All right, so I'm not going to belabor this. Pun intended. I'm going to go ahead and bring this call, this gathering to an end. I appreciate every single one of you. Let me go ahead and do a quick rundown of the chat room before I leave. And Music Heals Me says, let's see, chaos in the center is compassion and love, then things make sense. She says she sees this in the hospital and in life and in interactions. Thank you. Let's see. Pavel says, my friend recommends this book to read, Daughter of the Goddess, The Sacred Priestess by Naomi Ozaniak. Music Heals Me says, matter is contained light. We must nurture it and release it. Yes, yes, yes. Make both hands up. Yes. All right. So I wish all of you well. Have a beautiful day. Remember, we are all connected. And what does that mean? Your thoughts, your energy are my thoughts and energy. So may we all continue to be, be mindful and reminded that we all contribute to the chaos and balance and harmony that is around us. It takes all of us. Okay, so let's take a moment to remember our ancestors and all of those who have transitioned before us. I wish you peace and great bliss. Thank you.